Hello guys, today's topic is basic theories of traditional Chinese medicine, five organs, produced by a TCM college. The contents are conception of five organs, characteristic of five organs, relations of five organs, and application of five organ theory. So let's have a look at the first conception of five organs. Five organs is a collective term for five organs: heart, liver, spleen, lung, and kidney, which refers to the organs within the thoracic and abdominal cavities that are solid and dense in tissue and are capable of storing, secreting, or producing vital energy, that is qi. Five organs theory is generated from the ancient anatomy and five element theory, and the most important part of organ imaging doctrine, and develops into the five organs diagnostic and differentiation system. Let me explain it. First, China has ancient anatomy, but nobody knows what's the reason to make this exploration of the human body structure stopped. And the ancient Chinese, they after do a lot of body anatomy, and maybe they find it's too complicated, and they cover it. They uncover this process and make just a skill to diagnose and to know the internal activity of the body without open it, without say it, with vision. So it's called organ imaging doctrine. They believe that the appearance of the human body, the symptoms of the human body, the very tiny signs of our human body can manifest the internal problems inside. That is organ imaging doctrine. And five organ theory is the most important part, which composes of the organ imaging doctrine. And the five organ theory is the most popular and the most practical system or theory for the diagnosis and differentiation in traditional Chinese medical treatment. Let's have two pictures generated by AI, and it shows that the left side shows the ancient Chinese doctor or practitioner. They draw the picture and try to find what's the function of the human body from the ancient anatomy. And the right picture shows that the modern TCM practitioner, they feel the pulse, observe the tongue, and it works like a human body, CT, MRI, X-ray, and the laboratory examination. Let's use his mind to collect the information that from the client and make processing in his brain and make the conclusion. It seems that he can see through the client's body. It's like CT scanning. Even he closed his eyes, but the imaging is in his mind. Wow, it looks cool. So we call it the human body CT, and the software is a five organ system or five organ theory. That's software for this human body CT scanning machine. Well, let's have a look at the characteristic of five organs. First, we look at the general characteristic of five organs. That means five organs, they all have these characters. First is generating, transforming, and storing essence and qi. So here is a conception about the essence. In Chinese, it's called jing. Some doctors, some practitioners, some scholars, they say that it's the same essence is qi. But sometimes some others will say that essence is another substance. Anyway, we can say that it's qi. Essence is qi because everything is generated qi. Everything is qi. And second, solid and dense in tissue. That means the organs, the five organs, is real organs, but now it's used as the name of the system. It has not only the organs but also the corresponding body structures with internal logic interactions and connections. That is a five element theory. So I think this got this by the ancient anatomy, because people cut the body open and name the organs as heart, lung, liver, and I think they touch it and say that it's solid, it's not hollow, it's not like intestine, like stomach. It has nothing material or digested food inside. It's just solid and dense in tissue. So that organ is the important organ. Those organs which stores the real material is not superior organ, it's a lower degree organ. Well, number three is close connection with body structure and mental activities. That means five organs is not only five organs. It includes the body structures, emotions, and related everything, manifestations, respectively. That is also we can say it's a separation or categorize the body structure by the five element theory, that use 5 minute theory that cut the body into five parts. That is the liver parts, heart parts, lung parts, spleen parts, kidney parts. Yeah, they put it into different categories or different systems. Systems would be better word. That's it. Well, for specific characteristic of five organs, let me introduce it to you. First is the liver. Liver is number one organ, of course, definitely. It represents a spring. Springs everything, springs hope. Okay, liver. The function of liver is regulating the qi. Here, regulating qi. That means he is not, or it is not produce qi. It is not a store qi. It's just a regulating qi. It's like a valve to regulate the circulation of the energy, the amount of the energy. So it's a very delicate valve or regulator of the body. So we see liver is a regulator of the body because regulating the qi. it regulating the entire body system. So liver actually need to belong to the nervous system if you know use a modern medical mind to think about the Chinese medicine, to think about the liver. Liver should be put into the nervous system because it's regulating the body. And next is storing blood. Storing blood means it's backup of the blood. It's a storage of the blood. It's a basement of the blood. It has lots of use. It can allocate the blood to the necessary part, especially to the headquarters. So it can explain why liver and heart are connected so deeply. And the connection, the liver is responsible for the body structure like tendon, fingers, eyes, and it produces tears. So if you have all these symptoms, if you have the problems happened on all these parts, tendon problem, finger problem, eyes problem, that's the liver, and they have tears. And the emotion with liver is anger. If we say somebody is angry, that is, he doesn't have a very good liver, because the liver cannot regulate the qi. The qi blocked and turn into fire and make him anger. That's the explanation of liver, specific characteristic of liver organ. And the heart is called the king organ. It's so important. Yeah, it's the most important organ in the body. Even he's number 2, it's not number 1, because number 1 by sequence, by generating sequence, liver is number 1, but by the importance, heart is number 1. Heart's function is governing blood and vessels and storing spirit. A spirit is in Chinese called Shen. That just means there's immortal in our body. That's a life, or the God of our life, and the God is in the king's temple, is in king's palace, and this king is heart. And the connection, it connects with vessels and the face and the tongue, and it produces sweat. So if you see somebody has too much sweat, and you say, oh, your heart is not so good. If you see somebody who had heart problem, has lots of sweat, that is very dangerous, because the heart is to produce sweat. If you produce too much sweat, that would be hurt, damage to the heart. And for emotion is joy. Joy is a good or the best emotion. But if people are too joyful, are too happy, that also will cause a heart problem. So not to be too happy, just a little bit happy. For specific characteristic of spleen, the spleen function is transforming and transporting qi, especially for the qi from the diet, from the digestion. So it's an energy provider, is so important. Well, the connection of spleen is the muscle, limbs, mouth, and saliva. Yeah, the saliva has a very close connection to the spleen, and we can judge the disease by the saliva. Wow. And the emotion connection is anxiety. That's the anxiety is caused by the spleen disorder. Or if it's people have anxiety problem, that would hurt the spleen, and consequently will hurt the digestion. Well, for the lung, the function of lung is governing qi. With governing qi, with governing is not generating qi, is not producing qi, but it's governing qi because it governs respirating. That's breathe, and it moves blood fluid. It moves fluid, and it gathers vessels. It gathers vessels means the blood vessels goes to the lung, not only goes to the heart, but also relatively, not big part, but also important part of the blood vessels goes to the lung. It's like a pulmonary circulation. It means, I think it means pulmonary circulation. And for the heart, it's body circulation. And coordinating and regulating, that's coordinating and regulating anything that related to the qi and the fluid. It will get involved into the qi regulating and the qi coordinating and allocation also involved. So lung is how to say, it's a defensive organ, but it's also we say deeply involved organ in the human body physiological activities and functions. The lung connection is with skin, body hair, nose, and nasal mucus. It produces nasal mucus. If you see people have nasal mucus, it's not only catch cold, but also the deficiency of the lung qi. And for emotion, it's grief. Yeah. And last, for the kidney function is storing essence, governing fluids, and gathering qi. Well, the connection of the kidney is bone marrow, brain, and our hair and the ears, and it has connection with our private parts. The private parts is controlled by the kidney. And the saliva, here saliva is not only the production of spleen, but also the production of kidney. And the most important, the emotion of kidney is fear. If people have some fear, that is kidney deficiency. So that's why lots of old people will have fearing sensation. That's because of the kidney deficiency. So if you are confident, you want to be confident, you need to tonify, supplement the kidney. Well, relationship of the 5 organs. Let me explain to you the relationship. First, we look at the relationship of 5 organs. The 5 organs relationship is based on the 5 elements theory. In 5 element theory, there's two generating relation and restricting relationship. That's 2 relationship. The green arrow shows the generating circle. We start from the liver. Yeah, liver generate heart generate earth generates metal generates kidney, and the kidney generates liver. So it makes a circle of generating. That is a 5 organs generating circle. And also restricting circle, restricting the liver, restricting earth restricting water, that's what occurs in kidney, and kidney restricting fire, that's heart, and heart restricting lung, that's metal, and metal restricting liver, that is restricting circle. So 5 elements and 5 organs, they have such relationships. And we have a neutron. we try to take one organ as example and to reveal the relationship just for one organ. It's not five organs as a group. We just say for one organ, what is the relationship he will face. The original organ, yeah, no doubt, we take a liver as our example. The organ which generate the liver organ, we call it the parent organ, is kidney. And this relation is called the dependent relationship. And the liver generates heart. So heart is a son organ. And the relationship is a support relationship. The parent support the son. And we depend on our parent. And the subordinate organ is the spleen. Spleen means it has been controlled. The spleen is controlled by the liver. Liver is controlling relationship, so it is control relationship. And the lung is a superior organ because it controls the liver. So the relationship would be controlled relationship. Let's simplify this picture like this. We take liver organ as origin, and by the generating relationship, the kidney is the kidney is a parent organ. It generates the liver. So kidney and liver, the relationship is very simple and very positive. The kidney gives liver birth, and they are dependent for the liver. It's dependent relationship. Well, liver has its own child as heart, so it's also generating process, generating relationship. So it's also simple and easy. The liver provide support to the heart. Yeah, this three organs relationship is very important. But for spleen and the lung, wow, it's more complicated. First, liver control spleen because spleen is a subordinate relation to the liver. So liver control spleen. And there is another possibility, that is the liver use over control or over restricting the spleen, so that will make the situation worse. The normal relationship is a subordinate relationship or control relationship between liver and the spleen. Liver controls spleen. But if liver controls too much, it's called over restricting relationship. So there are two relationships between liver and the spleen: control and over control, or over restricting. For the lung controls liver. So for the liver, it's controlled relationship between liver and the lung. Liver is controlled by the lung, or liver is restricting by the lung. But liver is a very, we say, live organ, strong organ. So on the contrary, the liver will control the lung, but not be controlled by the lung. Well, it's a new relationship. It's called counter-restricting. That means liver counter-restrict, counter-control the lung. It should be controlled by the lung, but now it controlling the lung. It breaks the superior relationship. So for generating simple positive, happy. For restricting, well, complicated. So for the liver, it has one, two, three, four, five, six relationships. For one organ, it has six relationships with the other four organs. So relationship is a complicated word. It's very important, or the most important in the social activities, especially in China. 关系. Well, I use AI, asked AI to generate the picture of five organs for the different functions and positions of a war or in ancient times. Can you guess which is which? You know about which organs about that? This is martial liver. This is a heart, king. This is our lung, defense. This is our kidney, the heavy armor warrior. And in the middle is a cook. Nobody can live without cook. This is spleen. That's an understanding about the Chinese medicine of the five organs and its position, its relationship with all those organs. Application of five organ theory. First is the understanding of mechanism of disease with the five organ theory. It's from the 19th Pathogenesis in Yellow Empire's Internal Classic. The emperor asked, I would like to hear about the mechanism of these diseases. Qi replied, all dizziness and vertigo are related to the liver, or cold-induced contractions are related to the kidney, or shortness of breath and chest tightness are related to the lung, or edema and distension are related to the spleen, or pain, itching, and sores are related to the heart. This book explained that the disease had its connection with the five organs, and the basis is five-element theory. They use five-element theory to categorize the disease and to find its responsible organ, and finally do the corresponding regulation and the treatment that can help it. And last is prevention and intervention. That's also the basis of treating future disease theory. Question: what does it mean that a skilled physician treats the disease before it manifests? That means treat the disease that doesn't happen, doesn't exist. That will be possibly appear in the future. The master replied, a physician who treats the disease before it manifests, upon seeing a disease of liver, knows that it will be transmitted to the spleen, and therefore should first strengthen the spleen. That's to defend the transmitted organ, or to consolidate the easily affected part of the organ because of the five organs relationship. Just as I said, the liver organ is easy to over-restrict the spleen, over control the spleen. So we need to consolidate the spleen organ before it's damaged or over-restricted by the liver if we find the liver problem. That's very brilliant invention about the Chinese medicine prevention and intervention. We can do something to help the people, and we can do it for the future. It's from the synopsis of the Golden Chamber. That's a classic, one of the 4 classic books that the learners must read. Not only must read, but also read it and understand it and practice it. It's the chapter of the disease of the Zangfu organs and the meridians, their sequence and the manifestation by Zhang Zhongjing. So Zhang Zhongjing is called the saint of the TCM. That's why, because he has done a great contribution to the theory and practice of TCM and saved lots of people's lives. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, you can send me email at atcmcollege